Hi, welcome to Greg's Stone Yard. Today I'll be taking you through the steps to make this stone fire pit. First up is getting the stone. This stone comes from Quebec. The supplier is Granite GRC, and they call this stone Dreamwave. Most people will refer to this as a granite, but I believe it's technically a gneiss. I ordered a full truckload, referred to as a B train. Total weight of the stone is about 32 metric tons or 70,000 pounds. The stones weigh from 7,000 to 12,000 pounds each.
That's a big load.
That is a big load. The truck is actually parked in my neighbor's yard. I'm using my 1984 Heister forklift to unload the stones. As the forklift only has 4-foot forks, I had to drag the stones closer to the trailer edge before lifting them. Luckily, the truck driver was okay with helping unload, despite him only speaking French and me only English. Once the truck was unloaded and the driver was ready to leave, I motioned to back up. The driver shook his head and said something in French. He then did a full U-turn in my neighbor's yard. I didn't think he had the room, but it turns out he did. If there's one lesson to be learned from this, it is to always be nice to your neighbors. You never know when you'll need to unload a transport truck in their driveway. Next up, a stone is picked for the fire pit and placed on the saw. The first thing is to get a flat top and bottom with thickness of approximately 18 inches. The 18-inch thickness is chosen because this is the standard coffee table height. After the flat top and bottom are sawn, the stone is turned on its side so that a hole for the fire pit can be cut. Here I'm bracing the stone so I can tip it plumb and it will not fall over and, kill me. Once it's plumb, I will use wedges to hold it in place. Next, a 1.5-inch core is drilled through the stone to pass the wire through. The whole process of setting up the stone and drilling the hole takes about a half day, as I check and double check where to cut the hole for the fire pit so it ends up centered in the top. Once the hole is drilled, I remove the drill and install the diamond wire, passing it through the hole that I just drilled through the stone. If you watch closely, you can see it go under tension right now. And the tension is about 250 kilograms force or 550 pounds of tension. Here, I'm starting to cut. And please ignore the half-naked man in the background playing with my dog. I've asked him not to show up to my house, but every village needs an idiot, and that's ours. Anyway, here's a time lapse of it cutting out the hole for the fire pit. Cutting is now done. I did a second circular cut so that I would end up with a solid cylinder-shaped piece from the waste produced by cutting the hole for the fire pit. I did that to remove the core drill hole. Here you can see that I ended up with a hollow section just under 1 inch thick. From these two waste pieces I made a planter and a side table. Now I'm using the forklifts to remove that waste piece. As you can see, the hollow section is fairly light, yet it's pretty strong. And that's what I made a planter out of. This is an example of a sawn finish. So the colors are a little bit muted. And well, it won't be kind of hard to tell on video, but the texture is smooth, but you can feel a bit of slight sandpaper feel to it. Using a grinder with an aggressive diamond cup wheel, I knock down the edge left by the saw and round any other sharp edges so the table will have a smooth edge. After the shaping is done, it's time to polish the top. I start with a 30 grit diamond pad and move up to 8500 grit, then finish with a black buff pad. I use a 4 polisher which holds 6 4-inch pads. Even with 6 pads, this is a long process taking several days. Usually I miss a scratch and need to restart at a lower grit, which prolongs the polishing process. I've polished the table. Surface came up nice, it's got a nice gloss to it. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it's kind of sparkles in the sun. And I need to seal it. So this is an enhancer sealer. It's rated for outdoor use. Ager. I've never used it before. I'm hoping it doesn't darken it too much. But we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to wipe it down one more time here with some acetone and then apply this. So it's been a half an hour since I applied the Ager sealer and color enhancer. It definitely darkened it. It was 20 degrees Celsius out when I applied it. I let it sit for no more than 4 minutes. I was a little worried because the sun came out that it might dry. You can see here, right here, this part right here was not polished. Just above here is polished. But this wasn't. You can see where I got a little bit on there. But so far the effect looks okay. Hopefully it stays that way. And just to give you an idea here, when I was removing it, so this is the paper towel I used to apply it, and then I just kept going until I got to a totally dry paper towel like this. I think actually this was the last one that I used, so you can tell there's no more coming off. Anyway, hopefully that gives you an idea how this worked on this stone. To better compare the sealed surface to the unsealed surface, this section of video shows the top in full sun, the same as the before unsealed video. It is darker but not as dramatic as the previous video makes it out to be. If you watch closely, you can see it still sparkles in the sun. Lastly, the fire pit is finished off with a heavy gauge stainless insert. This one is made by Coulee and is marketed as smokeless. With accessories, the insert is about 1,200 Canadian dollars or about 850 USD. So, how did I come to the $8,000 final price for this fire pit? Materials, $800 for the one stone, that includes a delivery to my yard. $1,200 for the stainless insert. And about 4 to 6 days in labor. To produce it, all the tools needed, I'll just run them down here. The polisher and full set of pads, about $5,000. The grinder and pads, about $300. Diamond wire, $1,000. Core drill and bits, $3,000 to $6,000. CNC wire saw, anywhere from $50,000 to $180,000. Heavy lift forklift, I'll say $10,000 to $30,000, and that's for a used one. So given all that, all the time, the tools, the cost of materials, does $8,000 for the fire pit seem fair? Leave a comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.